Hi, I'm Laura, founder of Fertility Avenue, providing emotional, physical and well-being support to women who are having a difficult fertility journey. So welcome to today's episode, where we are going to explore stress and how it impacts fertility. Now, stress is an unavoidable part of life, but when it becomes chronic, especially in the context of trying to conceive, it can have real, measurable effects on your body and on your reproductive system. So we're going to dive soon into what the research says, why this happens, and what you can do to support yourself. Now, if you're someone who has heard the words, just relax and it will happen, and rolled your eyes in frustration and get triggered by those comments, I promise that this episode will resonate with you. So let's get started. And I'd like to start with talking about a client that I recently supported. Now, she has been trying for a while to conceive and never in a million years thought that her difficult, challenging fertility journey would impact her in the way that it has. As a result, she has developed sleep issues, so much so that there are various nights where she doesn't sleep at all. Anxiety has kicked in, and she constantly feels like a failure. Her brain has entered into a negative spiral, growing out and out of control. And now she's often thinking if life is even worth living for. Now, as a coach, what we do is we explore the impact that stress can have on the body and in particular on fertility, as more often than not, my clients don't necessarily appreciate how stress can impact fertility. And with this reminder and knowledge, we then look at how we can address it and learn how to deal with the stress that we're inevitably going to be feeling at various parts of the journey. So let's just start with the basics, a little bit like a science lesson about the physiology of stress and fertility. Now, stress is a natural reaction to challenges. It's your body's way of preparing to face a threat, whether it's a looming deadline, financial concerns, or even something like uncertainty about your fertility journey. Now, when you feel stressed, your body activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, the HPA axis. This system signals the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which prepare you to fight or flee. Now, these hormones are incredibly useful if you're running from danger, but they also come at a cost. Chronic stress suppresses the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, which is responsible for regulating the reproductive hormones. This means that cortisol can interfere with ovulation. Why? Because the stress hormone cortisol inhibits gonadotropin releasing hormone, which is crucial for ovulation. It can also affect sperm production. For men, elevated cortisol can lower testosterone levels, leading to reduced sperm count and quality. And C, implantation. Chronic stress can disrupt blood flow to the uterus, potentially affecting the implantation of a fertilized egg. Now, a study back in 2018 in Human Reproduction found that women with high levels of the stress biomarker alpha amylase took 29% longer to conceive than women with lower levels. Similarly, research in fertility and sterility showed that men with high stress levels had significantly poorer sperm motility and morphology. Right, now let's look at the emotional toll of fertility challenges. One of the cruelest aspects of the stress-fertility connection is how it becomes a vicious cycle. Struggling to conceive is stressful, and that stress can in turn make it harder to conceive. Let's talk about the mental health aspect of this journey. A study by Donmar et al. Found that women undergoing fertility treatments experience levels of anxiety and depression similar to patients diagnosed with cancer or heart disease. Now, these findings are staggering, but validate how heavy this journey can feel. Stress doesn't just impact you physically. It can also erode your confidence, self-esteem, and relationships. Many couples report feeling isolated because fertility challenges are still so stigmatized. This is something we're going to be exploring in a future podcast. But here's the good news. Breaking this cycle is possible. It starts with an awareness, an understanding, and then moves into action. So let's look at some tools that you can use to manage stress and create an environment that supports your fertility. Stress management is not just about feeling better emotionally. It's about supporting your body in a way that enhances your chances of conception. So here are some practical strategies backed by research. First of all, mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness isn't just trendy, it's scientifically validated. A study in psychoneuroendocrinology showed that mindfulness-based stress reduction significantly reduced cortisol levels and improved pregnancy rates among women going through IVF. So try this. Set aside 10 minutes daily for some mindfulness meditation. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Another method, acupuncture. This can help regulate the HPA axis, reduce stress, and improve blood flow to the reproductive organs. A 2017 review in Reproductive Biomedicine Online found that acupuncture during fertility treatments was associated with higher pregnancy rates. And again, in a future podcast, I will be having an acupuncturist guest on board that specialises in fertility. Another technique, ensure you do regular exercise. Not too much, but some, as this can help reduce cortisol levels and improves overall health. However, do be aware that high intensity workouts can actually increase cortisol and interfere with ovulation. So getting that balance right is really important. Dietary changes. Your diet impacts your stress response and reproductive health. Make sure you include foods rich in antioxidants like berries and spinach, magnesium, nuts and seeds, and those really important omega-3 rich foods, such as good quality line-caught salmon, sardines, anchovies, herrings, all those good oily fish. But it's also really important to make sure that you take a high quality, good, natural omega-3 supplement. Again, something I will be exploring in more detail another time. Try and avoid excessive caffeine and sugar. It's fine to have them in moderation, but too much can also exacerbate stress. Sleep hygiene. Now, this is the point when your body repairs itself, including balancing those hormones. Poor sleep increases stress and affects fertility. So here's a practical, simple tip. Set a consistent bedtime. Avoid screens for an hour before sleep. Spray some magnesium oil on your pillow. And create a calming evening ritual like journaling or reading. Something that is going to reduce the stress response. Now, as a holistic therapist, so an NLP mindset coach, hypnotherapist, and EFT, emotional freedom technique practitioner, I see incredible benefits, supported by science, with integrating mind-body techniques. And here are just a few of my favourite techniques that I use on my clients and see a direct positive response. EFT, emotional freedom technique, is a simple, effective, evidence-based technique. Now, it works by stimulating pressure points with your own fingers and is compared to acupuncture, but without needles. Now, research at Harvard Medical School has shown that by stimulating certain meridian points in the body, EFT calms down the amygdala, the stress center of the brain, and lowers the stress hormones. EFT helps bring the body into a relaxed response and leaves you feeling calm, focused, and positive. Clients can also use it on themselves when they are undergoing fertility treatments and procedures. Another technique, hypnotherapy, supports the mind-body connection and helps release subconscious blocks which may be impeding fertility. It will also help release the stress your body is under, and it will help you to relax and change lifestyle habits. Research has shown the impact that stress can have on the brain and how it can significantly lower the chances of becoming pregnant. Hypnotherapy will help you become more optimistic and positive within your everyday life, which will enable you to look forward with hope rather than the fear. It will help you enter a more positive place with visualizations, affirmations, and strategies to overcome the anxiety and worry about your fertility struggles. Now, I want to leave you with one final crucial message. Self-compassion is not a luxury. It's not a choice. It's a necessity. Studies show that people who practice self-compassion experience lower stress and greater resilience. Now, last week's podcast looked at in detail the power and importance of affirmations, visualizations, and self-journaling. So if you didn't hear it, please listen to the recording. Remember, your fertility journey is not a reflection of your worth. You're doing everything you can, and that's enough. So that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope that you've gained valuable insights into the connection between stress and fertility, along with tools to support your journey. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to download my free top 10 tips for dealing with stress and a free journal template from my website, www.fertilityavenue.co.uk. Until next time, take care, be gentle with yourself, and remember, you are not alone. I'm here cheering you on and your guide by your side every step of the way. Take care of yourself.